Wake up to Saturday. Here's the voice of Monterey. It's David Marzetti, don't you know? It's the Shagbag Show. It's the Shagbag Show.
Hello, friends. Jim Nance of CBS Sports, and you're listening to the Shagbag Show with my great friend David Marzetti.
And it's Shagbag Show, live on the radio again for another Saturday morning, live from the end of the bar at the Del Monte Golf Course Grill. All right, let's get our first guest on. It's Paul Falworth. We had him on before with Carmel Owls.
Oh, okay. Owls and now goats.
And now Carmel Fire Goats.
Good morning.
What's happening, Paul?
Well, we got the goats in today.
Did you bring any with you?
Yeah, he's under the counter.
Oh, good.
Actually, she. Sophie.
So tell us about all this.
Well, you know, we were trying to get the goats in to munch on the overgrown weeds and grasses along 2nd Avenue in Pescadero Canyon. And,
Yeah.
You know, we love Carmel by the Sea city staff. They're doing a great job. But they wanted to do it in 2027. We said next year? It's a fire hazard now. And so this is a community outreach at the residents.
Yeah, why the controversy? I mean, I know the council was going to make some ruling on it the other night.
They did on Wednesday. They passed it
Okay.
just to do the 2nd Avenue overgrown grasses.
And what was the reason for the controversy?
Well, there's Pescadero Canyon in its entirety is a multi-jurisdictional site with CalAm, PG&E, and et cetera. And, you know, they're doing a lot of work to pull it all together, and that was going to take about a year. But we said, you know what? Let's do something now.
So Bessie would rather see it burn than have you bring goats in there.
We don't want toxic cinders for Carmel by the Sea.
No, heck no.
But anyway, so we set up the website, and we have a couple of talking goats, believe it or not.
Wow.
Yeah, there's Carmelo and now Sophie on the website.
And what do they have to say?
Well, they ask pointed questions. And when we took Sophie to City Hall, everyone had to listen. And so they did.
You know, goats have had a moment on social media the last couple of years, but their vocalizations sound so much like a human voice. It's crazy.
Yeah, especially the good old bleeder, the Bob, whatever you want to call it. But no, we put together some useful AI and pulled out some websites, and we got the talking goats to explain the situation.
Honestly, we don't care who gets the job. Goats, hand crews, weed whackers, just somebody please remove the hazardous fuel before we all go up in smoke.
And I think people started to listen. We got about 300 signatures from people in Carmel and Carmel by the Sea, which is about 10% of the voting public. And
I live over by Country Club Gate in Civic Grove, and I've seen them over near the gate. Those were the goats, right?
Well, yes. So the Del Monte Conservancy on the Pebble Beach side, they bring them in every year. And they brought him in 3-4 weeks ago. And we're going, hey, the goats are munching on that side of the canyon. What about our side? And so, you know, we had to sort of talk about these things. And in the end, we brought him in. We're going to bring him in.
How many goats at a time do you bring out to an area like that?
Well, you know, it's a good question. You got to decide how much you want to pay, how many goats you want, how short you want it. So there's it's by the goat, how long you want to get them there. It's set up. They got to camp, the owners and the dogs. They camp there overnight. They got to put up the electric fences. Got to make sure the goats don't poop in the stream.
Right.
Because there's a stream at the bottom.
Right.
And don't step on a banana slug.
Oh.
Don't laugh. Don't laugh. You know, it's a big deal.
Is it true now? We have this impression that goats will eat anything. Is that really true?
They can eat poison oak, poison ivy, you name it. But
Amazing.
What we got to watch out for is that they don't eat the saplings. So the first time the city correctly with CEQA guidelines, and this is a really big environmental thing, you got to go in with a hand crew. Make sure you don't step on any nests. Watch out for the animals. Don't step on the banana slugs. But make sure that what's there, because it hasn't been cleared for 100 years. That's a long time.
That's amazing. And is there more regulations now than the time you've been doing this? Are you seeing more regulation about the goats?
Well, when you read the 10-page proposal, there's a lot of regulations. Yeah, so you got to be careful. You step on the toes, and your toes are going to get cut off.
And the different areas have different regulations and different concerns?
You know, there's the Coastal Commission, because it empties into the beach, and then there's...
Kevin, you know them.
Yes, I do.
So, hey, you got to do it right. And I understand that. And we basically asked the city council to bring forward just this part, which is really heavily overgrown. And they were able to do that. So that's amazing. Really, kudos to them.
And what does the Coastal Commission have to say about this generally?
Well, we have to do a hand crew, not goats initially, to make sure that there's nothing in there that could be hurt. And I understand that. And you got to haul away a lot of this overgrown ivy that's clinging around trees, and there's this and that. So it's a tough call.
Wow. Yeah, I know, because our explanation with the Coast Commission is that the city has been very supportive, but then you still have to, it doesn't really matter ultimately, because you still have to go with the Coast Commission.
Yes, you got to follow all the guidelines and the subsections and this and that. But we did it, and we put together a good website. One of the things I'm hoping, if there's people out there that want to have their own site, perhaps to save the banana slugs. I don't know.
All right, that's true.
Santa Cruz is big on slugs,
Yep.
but perhaps we need one here. But if you look at the CarmelFireGoats.org website, there's a tech stack page, which gives you all the links of things and tools that you need to put this together for your own accord.
So that's where someone would go if they wanted to hire the goats as well.
No. You could. There is a goat page, which has all the grazing goats in California and Nevada. You click and you can sign them up. So that is a useful tool. Plus, there's another page about all the different types of goats.
That's amazing. Do they also participate in goat yoga?
Well, I once had a rescue goat.
Okay.
And he got a little too big to get in the back of my SUV, but I put him to a goat yoga place in Santa Cruz. Beautiful view through the oaks of the ocean. And he got me in trouble because it was an American Alpine. I left his horns on. He got bigger than me, and he broke out and took all the yoga goats with him down the street through Santa Cruz. So I got the call from the owner, very displeased. So they put up an electric fence, and guess what he did? He broke out again and took the goats, and this time he ate the neighbor's lingerie that was drying on a line.
Wow.
That's the way it goes. They wanted me to pay for it.
That's hilarious.
But anyway, goats are a great thing. And so hopefully we're going to see this as an ongoing, because we got to go to 2027. We got to clear the entire canyon, which is multi-jurisdictional. That is difficult. I don't even want to get involved in that. But once that's done, hopefully we can bring the goats in on a biannual, twice-a-year basis, because we have a lot of water in Pescadero Canyon seeping down, not just in the stream. So there's a lot of growth.
How long have you been doing this, and how did you get started with the goats?
Well, I live nearby 7 houses from all the overgrown weeds and grasses. I walk by, once a week, twice a week, and I'm going, whoa, last thing I want is a Palisades fire, because that's not good. So I said, let's do an outreach, get the residents, show their concerns, get the goats to talk about it, and have some fun with humor. There's a lot of people, it's really easy with humor to get people engaged. And lo and behold, of going up to City Hall and showing up and getting on the front page of the Carmel Pinecone a couple times, the Monterey Herald, it started to move.
And what's the latest with the owl house? So read about that, the Pinecone.
Yeah, so the owls, that's CarmelOwls.org. We have put up 21 owl platforms now. Wow. And the next 7 are going up at the end of either August or early September. And we're getting our volunteers in. We needed a guy who could really back up the towed cherry picker. I'm not good at that. And we've got some winding roads up in Carmel Highlands where we have to reverse out. And the last thing I want to do is put a 2-ton cherry picker down a cliff. And so we've got the crew. We've got about 7 or 8 people. We've got the guy who can reverse. I go up in the bucket. We need the cherry picker foreman. We need the high tension electricity person to make sure we don't touch anything. We got the traffic person. We've got the radios going. So it's a big deal.
And how soon before when you put an owl house up does an owl actually nest in there?
Well, typically in February they nest.
Okay.
And so by that time, we'll have about 28 owl platforms up from Carmel Highlands to Carmel Valley, Pebble Beach, of course, Carmel by the Sea, Monterey, Pacific Grove. So we're spreading them out. And hopefully that will reduce the use of rodenticides because, we've got rats.
Yeah, we do. We live up at Country Club Gate, and we've got owls there. All around the neighborhood. We hear them at night.
That's great. Isn't that a wonderful sound?
Yeah, it's amazing. So you can feel it in your chest when they're hooting out there.
Indeed. So,
and let's talk a little bit about this other project you're want to talk about.
Yeah, well, setting up a website can be a little tricky and daunting. But now with AI web hosting, there's some firms out there that can help you. You tell it what you want. They pull up about 3 or 4 or 10 pages, depending on what you type in. And then you can edit it and put in your own photos, or they do AI photos, depending on what you're after. So that's one thing where you can get a presence on the web.
Yep.
The second thing you need, depending on how many residents or inbound queries you've got, is a back-end customer relation management system that's called CRM. And what this does is it brings all the inquiries in, creates a field, creates a page, and you can track them with all this stuff and create dashboards. So we've got about 400 inquiries for our platforms, and only 1 in 10 qualify. And so, you've got people coming in, we're asked for photos. They didn't send the right photo of the tree. And what about their location? Are they going to sign the waiver? Are they available? Did we go out and have a look? These things have to go in. You just can't do it with email.
Will you be selling gear like your Screaming Goat hoodie that you're wearing?
Well, that's from Temu.
Okay. That's remarkable.
Yeah. So, but, and there's a lot of AI out there that can help you put together videos. So if you need your banana slug, for example, to talk.
Hey, I'm a banana slug. Don't step on me.
You want to go to the tech stack page on carmelfiregoats.org, and it will have some of the links that you can use, because there's a lot out there, and it changes every month, and you don't need to spend a lot of money. So to get a 3-minute talking goat video costs about $32 with AI tokens and credits. No,
Amazing.
You got to know that, because you don't want to spend any more. But, you got to have that sort of budget available if you want to go there.
Incredible.
Yeah. But it's all part of the story. And remember, if you go to the website, you'll see Sophie and Carmela. There's a little bit of a romancing relationship now between them. Okay. And this is ongoing after every video.
It's like a goat soap opera.
Yes, it is. There's a subtext.
I'm Sophie, and this handsome stud beside me is my new sweetheart, Carmelo.
Paul Falworth, always interesting, informative, and entertaining.
Yeah.
Thanks for being on the show again.
Thank you. It's great to be here with you guys.
Next time, bring a goat with you.
Yeah.
I got one under the counter, remember?
Where is it?
Where, just a sec. Sophie, come on out. Come on. Here you go. Here she is.
Oh, okay.
she's
All
living
right.
in my
Just want to
pen
make sure
later.
she was still there. Okay. Thanks, Paul.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. All right. Shagbag Show rolling on for July 11th, show number 1265 in a row for our 24th year in a row, broadcasting live over 4,100 guests on the show.
It's the Shag